Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack a story that, honestly, did so much more than just expose a criminal. It sent these deep, deep cracks through the very systems that are supposed to protect all of us.
So we're going to dig way past the headlines here. We're going to trace the shockwaves from just one single name and really ask what happens when that much wealth and power slams right into the justice system. And that brings us to our central question for today. How did this whole thing spiral out from just one man's crimes to reveal these massive systemic failures? And, what's actually changed because of it? All right, so to make sense of this, we're going to follow the ripple effect. First, we'll start at the epicenter of the scandal. Then we'll see how it shook the legal system, created a full-blown societal reckoning, and raised this huge question of impunity. And finally, we'll look at the consequences that are still unfolding. Okay, let's get right into it. To really get the fallout, you have to understand the toxic cocktail of ingredients that were right at the very heart of this scandal.
See, this wasn't just, a few bad acts here and there. It was a machine, a whole system. It was fueled by an unbelievable amount of wealth, it was protected by these incredibly powerful networks, and it ran for decades. It basically designed its own way of getting around the law.
And that brings us to the first ripple. This is where the case didn't just, test the justice system. No, it basically gave it a full-blown identity crisis. Okay, so right at the center of all the legal drama is this one thing, the 2008 Non-Prosecution Agreement, or NPA. And you gotta understand, this wasn't your typical plea deal, not even close. It was a secret agreement that gave total immunity, not just to Epstein, but to his co-conspirators too. It just shut down a huge federal investigation that could have locked him up for life. And this quote, this really hits the nail on the head. This wasn't just some light sentence. I mean, legal experts were just floored. They called it a complete perversion of justice. Why? Because it seemed to break every rule in the book for how prosecutors are supposed to behave, especially the fact that they hid it from the victims. But here's the thing. That deal wasn't the end. Oh no. It was the beginning of a relentless 10-year fight. It all started when victims sued to challenge that secret deal, and that led to a judge ruling it was illegally hidden. That then forced the Department of Justice to investigate itself, and all of that, finally, led to new federal charges way later in 2019. And one of the biggest, most lasting legal changes to come out of this whole mess, it was a direct attack on the statutes of limitations. The public outcry was so huge that states all across the country were basically forced to look at their laws that had, for decades, stopped survivors from ever getting justice. It was like they finally broke the cage of that ticking clock. Okay, so the impact was way bigger than just the courtroom, right? The next ripple spread out and just crashed into society, forcing this huge, uncomfortable conversation about power, privilege, and why our institutions fail. I mean, this case became an absolute lightning rod for public anger. It basically confirmed what so many people already suspected, that the systems that are supposed to protect us are, broken. And just look at where all that anger was pointed. The justice system, the political elite, and the super rich. It was a total breakdown of trust. Now, the hashtag #MeToo movement had already started this incredibly important conversation about abuse, right? But the Epstein case, it became like the movement's most extreme, high-stakes case study. It was like we were all suddenly looking at the very, very top of the pyramid and seeing exactly how these toxic power dynamics work at the highest levels of society. And that's a key point, because this is where the focus really shifted. The conversation moved beyond just one guy to the entire ecosystem that allowed this to happen. We're talking financial institutions, elite universities, high society circles. Suddenly, everyone who might have looked the other way was under a microscope. So all of this societal soul-searching, it really boiled down to one deeply uncomfortable question. Is there one justice system for the super rich and a totally different one for the rest of us? And this table, wow, it just lays out that two-tiered system in plain black and white. Look at this. For federal sex trafficking of minors, you'd normally expect decades in federal prison. Epstein's deal in 2008, he got 13 months in a county jail, and he got work release. What about conspiracy? That's usually 5+ years. He got complete federal immunity. The difference is it's staggering. And you know what? That's the feeling that has really stuck around. Forget any specific legal ruling. The lasting legacy of this whole thing is this widespread belief that our system isn't just flawed, it's fundamentally rigged to protect the powerful.
So as we move out to the edge of these ripples, it becomes really clear that this story is far from over. The aftermath is still evolving. New stuff is still coming out all the time.
And this timeline really shows you that this is an active, ongoing story. I mean, from his rearrest in 2019 to Ghislaine Maxwell's conviction in 2021, and all the way to the release of court documents in 2024, accountability is still being chased down, one piece at a time.
And listen, with all this talk about systems and institutions, we just can't lose sight of the human cost. This number here, over 160, that represents survivors who came forward through just one compensation program. That's just a fraction of the real total. But it represents people finally getting their stories heard and, importantly, believed.
At the end of the day, the real legacy here is that this story just isn't finished. The systems are still under the microscope, the networks are still being investigated, and those ripples just keep spreading out. And that leaves all of us with one final, pretty unsettling question. What, and maybe more importantly, who is going to be uncovered next?